Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start our 5th day of the committee. I think you will all agree that we have advanced well yesterday, which allowed us to complete the examination of 25 nominations to the representative list, 2 proposals to the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices, and 1 request for international assistance. Then, the day's session concluded with the general debate under item 10. The Bureau met this morning for the 4th time and discussed the revised timetable, which is published as follows. We will start today's session with the evaluations body response to the general debate under item 10, followed by the examination of the overall draft decision 14-10. Then the morning session is followed by item 11 on the modification of the name of an inscribed element, item 12 on the follow-up on elements inscribed on the list of the convention, as well as item 13 on intangible cultural heritage in emergencies. The afternoon session will proceed with items 14 on the reflection on the listing mechanisms of the convention and 15 on the reflection of the participation of NGOs in the implementation of the convention. For the items we are examining today, we have received amendments for items 10 and 12. There are 2 amendments for draft decision 10 submitted by respectively Philippines and Austria, and 1 amendment for draft decision 14-12 submitted by, 2 amendments for draft decision 14-12 submitted by Austria on behalf of the committee members. Without further ado, let us now continue with examining item 10. I understand that Palestine wishes to take the floor before we hear the response of the evaluation body. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will try to be very, very brief. I didn't take the floor yesterday during the general debate for this item, but I heard several statements from other colleagues giving us lessons of ethics and morality and other things. Ça commence à faire un peu trop. Ces États partis qui ne cessent de nous donner de leçons sans regarder leur propre position. Je vais leur dire simplement une petite chose. Tout le monde sait, je suis le représentant de la Palestine, mais tout le monde ne sait pas de quelle ville je viens. Je viens de Bethléem. Bethléem est inscrite sur la liste de patrimoine mondial et j'en suis fier. Et vous savez pourquoi Bethléem est connu à travers le monde? C'est parce que c'est le lieu de naissance de notre Seigneur Jésus-Christ, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. Donc je vais faire simplement une petite citation à l'adresse de ses collègues. Pourquoi voyez-vous la paille dans les yeux de votre frère, mais vous ne remarquerez pas le gros bois dans vos yeux? Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Merci, la Palestine. Maintenant, le Sénégal.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. C'était juste pour signaler qu'il y a un problème de traduction en français.
Ça marche pas? Ça marche pas la traduction en français?
Non.
S'il vous plaît, la traduction en français. C'est bon? D'accord. Vous avez la parole. C'était que ça? D'accord. Now, I'll give the floor to the evaluation body.
Good morning. Thank you, Ms. Chairperson, members of the committee, delegates of the states parties. It's been 3 long days of discussions. We know that you still have 2 days of work, but so far the work of the evaluation body, it's concerned about these last 3 days. Many conclusions can be done. First of all, the evaluation body would like to congratulate the states parties for their inclusions of their elements on the list. 35 new elements have been included on the representative list, 5 on the urgent safeguarding list, 2 projects have been included on the register of good safeguarding practices, and 2 projects have been approved for international assistance. One of them is issue of the combined mechanism. They all are wonderful. They will show to the world the diversity of intangible cultural heritage. Their inclusion will be a matter of pride for the communities and for the states, and above all, their inclusion will contribute to their safeguarding. As always, for the evaluation body, it has been a privilege to be part of this process. Our main goal is to help to build with you an always better system of cooperation and safeguarding of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity, not only by evaluating files, but also by giving our concerns and reflections about the mechanisms and about the Convention. This year, the dialogue process was introduced in order to help the state parties to clarify minor challenges in the file. When the evaluation body considered that a referral could be turned into a yes by asking a simple question, we used this tool. In all, we used the dialogue mechanism for 6 files. After receiving the answer from the 6 state parties, we gave a favorable opinion for the 6 elements. 5 of them were inscribed and 1 was referred. Dear members of the committee, delegates, by recommending a referral, the evaluation body is not saying that the element should not be inscribed on the representative list or on any of the lists. By recommending a referral, the evaluation body is proposing to the states parties to improve the file, and in some cases, the nomination process. The file is the presentation of the element, not to the evaluation body, but to the world. If someone wants to know something about an element, the first step will be to go to the UNESCO website, download the nomination file, and read it. The published files may also serve as models for new files to be drafted in the future. We made some statistics about what happened with our recommendations and then the decisions, but I am going to skip it because it can be confusing and long. But the conclusion is that the evaluation body recommended 12 nomination files to be referred. 2 of them were withdrawn, 4 were referred, and 6 were inscribed or accepted. During these last 3 days, many state parties wondered why, in some cases, the evaluation body didn't open a dialogue. Let me say that these were lengthy discussions. As you are here discussing these files, we had many days of discussions, many times during this year, after carefully reading all of them. It was not easy at all, but we all agreed that the files recommended to be referred should be rewritten in order to solve their issues. For them, and from our point of view, it was not possible to use the dialogue mechanism, as it was not possible to solve these problems only with a simple question-answer exchange. But at this point, after these 3 days, the evaluation body agrees with the delegate of Jamaica. The dialogue process is not a success, not for the evaluation body. It has to be seriously improved. We know that the committee takes always the final decisions, and we know that you have your agreements. Of course, we don't have any problems with that, but we want to support your decision with very good assessments, and we want to contribute to your credibility and the convention's credibility. Dear members of the committee, our principal motivation is to see successful safeguarding stories which are managed by the communities, enjoy the results, and pass the traditions down to their children. You elected the evaluation body as a group of experts, and you entrusted us with specific tasks. But the evaluation body is not only a group of experts. As has been said here, the evaluation body is a group of 12 human beings who do mistakes, but it is also a group of people passionate with intangible cultural heritage, who has worked directly with the communities and with the states in all 6 regions of the world for many years. As such, the evaluation body really wants to encourage the inscription of elements on the list, and we also want to contribute to have a better understanding of intangible cultural heritage and of each one of these elements. That is why we recommended to refer some of these inscriptions, because we also want that these wonderful expressions of the human creativity can be presented to the world in the best possible way, and that the world can clearly understand them in all their magnitude. We don't have doubts about the importance and pertinence of these elements for being included on the list, but we feel that if the 12 members of the evaluation body found problems on these files, many other people will see these problems, even if sometimes the committee didn't see them. And in many other cases, the committee also found these issues and agreed with the evaluation body, but agreed also to accept to change the recommendations of the evaluation body during the meeting after hearing the arguments of the state's parties. In some cases, the body gave negative assessments about 1 criterion, sometimes about 4. About this, let me remind you something. The real issue is not the number of criteria with problems. It is not the quantity, it's the quality. Sometimes we see much more problems when we recommended to refer a file for 1 criterion than when we recommended to refer another for 3. Sometimes there is no evidence of the participation of the community at all, and the rest of the file is very good, achieved by an expert. Sometimes there is no inventory at all, and it's just some of the problems. For the evaluation body, the problems of the file recommended for referral were not minor nor weak. To solve these issues, the nomination file should be changed, and this is not possible. If the file changes, it would have to be re-evaluated and discussed. Because all the recommendations of the evaluation body can be changed, but the files are not going to change. Just like you, the evaluation body was almost always satisfied with the answers and clarifications given by the state's party during these meetings. But these clarifications are not going to be included on the files. With such result of our common work, the entire evaluation and listing process and even the convention credibility can be questioned. The evaluation body is not against any nomination. On the contrary, the evaluation body is here to support the committee in their task. The evaluation body is here to guarantee that the files are correct, to help the state's parties to improve the quality of the files so that they can show in a better way the richness of their intangible cultural heritage. Please don't misunderstand the work of the evaluation body and don't think we are against the nominations recommended to be referred or against the state's parties. On behalf of the evaluation body, I would like to take you into account these observations and to participate very actively on the reflection of the listing mechanism, which is a very good opportunity for all of us and especially for the convention. Also, on behalf of the evaluation body, I would like to finish again with the final congratulations to all the state's parties with inscribed elements, but also and especially to the state's parties who have the outstanding opportunity to improve their files for the next cycles. Members of the committee, delegates, thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, the evaluation body, Ms. Bach, Mr. Andrade, for the wonderful work done. We know how hard it is, and we have appreciated how you have proceeded in each file. Thank you so much. Now we are going to move to the draft decision. Okay, so since we have two amendments that have been submitted to the Secretariat, concerned committee members, by Philippines and Austria, so the concerned committee members may therefore to wish to take the floor to explain the content of the amendments. Austria and Philippines, do you wish to take the floor? Oh. Can we have the decision on screen, please? Maybe we'll go through the decision paragraph by paragraph, and when we arrive to the amendment paragraph, you'll take the floor, okay? Thank you. So, we have it on screen. Paragraph 1, adopted. Paragraph 2, related to the examined documents, adopted. Paragraph 3, adopted. Paragraph 4, adopted. Paragraph 5, no amendments, adopted. Paragraph 6, adopted. Paragraph 7, adopted. 8, adopted. 9, adopted. 10, adopted. 11, adopted. 12, adopted. 13, adopted. 14, amended by Philippines and Palestine. Poland.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Poland wishes to support this amendment.
Thank you. Philippines, please. You can present the amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Good morning, dear colleagues. Yes, as our ambassador mentioned during the debate on item 10, and as we had seen during the evaluation of files at this session, a lot of the files had these issues highlighted by the evaluation body in the evaluation process. So we think it would be good to have in one document, in a user-friendly document, the recommendations of the evaluation body regarding these issues. We think it would be important as guidance for future nominations, and it would just be a very useful tool for strengthening the preparation of nominations. Thank you.
Thank you, Philippines. Jamaica.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jamaica also wishes to align with Philippines on paragraph 14 and also on paragraph 17.
I see there are more countries that may want to support this: Cuba, Sri Lanka, Senegal, Djibouti, Liban, Togo, l'Arménie, Kazakhstan, Japan, Azerbaijan, Austria, China, Colombia, Chypre, Netherlands, Mauritius, Zambia. Thank you. Guatemala, Kuwait. So, China. You want the floor? Yes. Okay. Sorry, do we have them all here already? The countries that support? Okay. So, China, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. China do not object to this amendment. We appreciate the distinguished delegate of Philippines for their amendment. We have a small question regarding the wording of this amendment. As if you may, we kindly request that to slightly change the word of best practice into good practices. Maybe we just to keep the consistency of the wording or the terminology for your kind consideration. Thank you.
Okay. Do everybody agrees in changing the word, replacing best by good? Okay, perfect. Kazakhstan.
Thank you, Madam. Just to tell that we were sounded by you in co-sponsoring the delegation after Sri Lanka, but we never appeared in the list. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. We'll do that. Thank you. So I see a broad support on this amendment. We're going to proceed to adopt it. 14, adopted as amended, adopted. 15 has no amendments, adopted. 16, no amendments, adopted. 17, amended by Austria, Azerbaijan, Senegal, Netherlands, Jamaica. You want also, no, okay. First, I want to see if there's more countries.
But I have
there's
a
more
question,
countries
Madam.
that want to support this amendment. First, Togo, Liban, Guatemala, Kazakhstan, Cyprus, Cameroon, Japan, Kuwait, Poland, Djibouti. Okay, now I'll give the floor to Palestine et après à l'Arménie et Azerbaïdjan.
Merci,
Please,
Madame la Présidente. Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, we don't have a serious problem, but I have a problem of understanding of this paragraph. Peut-être j'ai un problème, j'arrive pas à comprendre la logique derrière ce paragraphe. Est-ce que notre collègue de l'Autriche peut nous expliquer? Merci.
Austria.
Can I defer to my colleague, the distinguished ambassador of Azerbaijan, who would like to explain this? Thank you.
Azerbaijan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Austria. We would like to thank Austria for initiating this paragraph. We have a strong conviction and that the credibility of this process, of the whole process, is a crucial element of our discussions, and we believe that this issue must be upheld by the committee once again and reiterated that we need to be credible. But it is a strong conviction from all of us that the credibility is not only based by the evaluation of the evaluation body, and they also reiterated that in their speech and their response to us, that they are all humans and they can do mistakes. So the credibility is also based on the debates in this committee and the scientific considerations and expert recommendations that the committee provide in response to the evaluation body's recommendation. So I would like to highlight this, and again would like to make it clear that my country, Azerbaijan, whatever we have voiced in support of the certain criteria of certain nominations, we did that. This information was found in the nomination itself. So our experts found this information in the nomination itself. So this is very important to clarify and to highlight. So that was the rationale of this amendment, and I'm very thankful to the committee members to supporting this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you for your explanation. Now, la parole est à l'Arménie.
Oui, merci Madame la Présidente. Moi, je comprends très bien la motivation d'un tel amendement et cette démarche, nous pouvons évidemment la soutenir. C'est important. Simplement, quand on évoque les recommandations judicieuses, ça prête à... Il faut donner une interprétation, une appréciation sur le mot judicieux. Et je pense que c'est quand même... Je préférerais pertinent, des recommandations pertinentes d'experts. En tout état de cause, cette notion de recommandation judicieuse, elle laisse quand même cours à une libre appréciation et ça mériterait quand même d'être précisé. Parce que cette formulation peut-être altère en quelque sorte l'objectif du paragraphe. Merci.
Je veux vous demander, vous avez donc une proposition de changer le mot judicieux pour un autre nom, c'est ça?
C'est ça, plutôt
pertinente.
Oui.
OK. Si on peut avoir le mot pertinent sur la version en français, s'il vous plaît. Kuwait.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And sorry for taking the floor again. How about change it to only, shall be based only expert recommendation, without only expert recommendation, remove relevant. Yes. So we are not prejudging. Thank you.
Austria.
That would be best, I think, because otherwise we are relevant. There are no irrelevant experts' recommendations in our view, so I think it's best to leave it.
Thank you. So it's okay for all of you? Palestine?
Very quickly, I thank the distinguished delegate of Azerbaijan for the explanation. His explanation was very clear, but to be honest, the wording both in English and French are somehow confusing. But I do subscribe also to the remark done by the distinguished delegate of Armenia. I think relevant or pertinent en français is absolutely, I support this amendment. Thank you.
Mais maintenant, on a enlevé les mots. On n'a pas d'adjectif, que des recommandations d'experts. Cela indique que la recommandation d'un expert est en tout cas favorable ou bien faite, disons.
Mais est-ce que c'est toujours pertinent? On peut être expert et faire des recommandations pas pertinentes. Moi, personnellement, je suis d'accord avec l'ambassadeur d'Arménie. On fait mieux de garder pertinente. Merci, mais c'est pas une affaire d'État. Simplement, voilà. Merci.
Now I ask you do you agree with the paragraph 17 as shown on screen? Can we proceed to adopt it? Adopt it. Now we are going to adopt the decision as a whole. Scroll it, please. Excuse me, perdón, Colombia, por favor, tiene la palabra.
Gracias, Presidenta. Colombia aprecia el informe que realizó el relator del órgano evaluador. Creo que hizo reflexiones bastante acertadas. Y me queda especialmente esta que hace sobre la diferencia entre lo que significa cambiar la decisión, pero que el expediente se mantenga. Creo que presentó análisis muy importantes y agradezco también su franqueza. Mi pregunta es a la Secretaría, en el sentido de ese informe, se integra al informe general de la reunión del comité. ¿Es necesario apelar a esta decisión para que eso conste o ya hay un mecanismo que asegura que este informe que hizo el relator va a estar integrado a los archivos de esta reunión del comité? Agradezco la respuesta a la Secretaría, Presidenta. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Colombia. Could you answer, Mr. Curtis?
Yes, it will be fully reflected in the summary records of the meeting.
Thank you for clarification. Now we're going to proceed to adopt draft decision as a whole. I therefore declare decision 14, Com 10 adopted.